Has there been an unspoken feeling that started to slip into your family gatherings? Subtle, yet noticeable shifts in a beloved elder's behavior can sometimes signal more than just the typical path of aging. While we often picture the end of life as a sudden event, in reality, it's a journey paved with quiet signals, if only we know what to look for. Unfortunately, many families overlook these signs, only to realize their significance when it's already too late to change course. This video aims to highlight the often overlooked clues that might mean an elderly loved one is approaching their life's final chapter. Recognizing these early gives you the power to provide warmth, understanding, and care to ensure their last moments are serene and dignified. Stay with us to discover the 5 vital signs and empower yourself with the knowledge to turn fleeting time into cherished memories. Let's begin this journey together. 1. Unanticipated weight changes. One of the first signs that often goes unrecognized or is mistakenly attributed to a normal part of aging is a gradual decrease in weight. Initially, the change may seem innocent. Perhaps you've noticed clothes beginning to hang loosely or the sudden need to tighten a previously well-fitting belt. However, this unintentional weight loss could be a subtle signal from the body, pointing towards a deeper shift. It's important here to differentiate between weight changes among younger individuals and the elderly. As we age, some level of weight loss is expected, mainly due to the decrease in muscle mass. However, when the weight loss becomes profound and spontaneous, while diet remains relatively consistent, it might herald a broader internal concern. A fading appetite, unnoticed or misconstrued as a mere decrease in interest in food, can be a sign of the body's declining ability to absorb nourishment efficiently. This phenomenon, known as anorexia of aging, isn't a conscious choice, but a physiological one manifested in the form of smaller meal portions, skipped meals, or a stark reduction in cravings. The body's ability to send signals to the brain urging to seek food diminishes in its attempt to conserve energy. This invariably results in less energy consumption, leading to contiguous weight loss. Understanding the complexity of this process, one will come to realize that the weight loss is not solely linked to food intake. Behind it lies slow yet steady changes within the body. Deterioration in muscle mass and the body's declining ability to digest food efficiently or process essential nutrients such as protein effectively. Consequently, this process leads to muscle wasting, decreasing physical strength. A weakened physical state doesn't merely hinder mobility, but escalates the risk of falls, jeopardizing the immune system, and increases susceptibility to infections. At the heart of these weight changes often lie critical underlying health issues. Such unexpected weight loss can be a symptom of chronic diseases that can hide unnoticed for lengthy periods, such as cancer, heart failure, or advanced kidney disease. Even mental health conditions such as depression or cognitive decline can lead to significantly reduced eating habits, triggering a downward spiral where the body is denied the necessary fuel for sustenance. Upon noticing these signs, a common mistake is to believe that encouraging a loved one to consume more food or incorporate a high-protein diet with supplemental shakes or snacks will remedy the situation. But the truth is often more complicated. If the weight loss persists despite these efforts, it signals something more profound, an unavoidable process the body is initiating before transitioning to its final stage. Forcing large meals or introducing supplements may not be as effective as providing comfort food, focusing on hydration, and maintaining a routine that supports their dietary needs. This is a time to ensure they are provided with easily digestible, nourishing food options that cater to their reduced appetite, without compromising the essential vitamins and nutrients their body requires. By paying heed to this observable downward trend in weight, it becomes clear that more than physical appearance is at stake. The body subtly communicates its gradual decline, and an understanding of that message today can make a crucial difference in navigating the journey ahead. In essence, instead of forcing a reversal, it's about meeting them compassionately where they are. It's about understanding their body's silent retreat from the routine demands of sustenance. It's about supporting them with nourishing yet digestible foods, ensuring ample hydration, and, above all, providing a nurturing, caring space. Recognizing the cause and responding to these changes, you affirm a commitment to their overall well-being and dignity, paving a graceful path for what's yet to come. Profound fatigue and diminished vitality. A profound, pervasive sense of fatigue often cloaks the final stages of life. Unlike the familiar tiredness we typically feel after a busy day or strenuous activity, this fatigue doesn't retreat with ample rest or good sleep. Its depth and persistence often create an overwhelming barrier, turning even the most mundane daily activities into daunting struggles. Tasks as simple as rising from a bed, crossing a room, or engaging in a basic conversation becomes Herculean tasks that sap energy. Imagine every activity, no matter how insignificant, as a challenging mountain to scale, where each step drains their strength, leaving them feeling like a spent battery. This isn't a mere byproduct of aging. It signals a subtle yet significant shift in the body as it enters a new phase of energy conservation. As vital organ functions begin to reduce their pace, the body in return throttles its energy consumption, fortifying its most critical internal systems and processes. The implications of this deep-seated fatigue are far-reaching. The resulting energy crisis inside the body hampers the heart's efficiency, resulting in weakening circulation that leaves muscles starved of oxygen. Consequently, elderly individuals in their final stage struggle to maintain the same activity levels they once enjoyed. Their weakened state is an indication that their body is channeling its power reserves more sparingly, hence accommodating only critical functions. In tandem with physical wear and tear, the body's metabolic systems undergo significant deceleration. As it gears up for its final journey, the body's energy management system adjusts. The energy, traditionally used to fuel motion and body functions, is redirected towards preservation. It's not surprising, then, to witness an elderly individual in decline, sleeping more than they used to, taking longer naps during the day, and finding it increasingly difficult to stay awake for extended periods. A disconcerting byproduct of this profound fatigue is sudden energy drops. Where they may seem high-spirited and vibrant one moment, the next, they could be entirely drained, both physically and mentally. This unpredictable on-off energy state can be harrowing for both the individual experiencing it and their loved ones witnessing it. The emotional repercussions of this phase shouldn't be overlooked. As their independence slowly slips from their grasp, the resulting frustration, and in some cases, the sense of embarrassment, can be profound. Seniors, once proud of their ability and independence, may start to pull back from social interactions or hobbies they loved. This retreat is not due to lack of interest, but born out of the sheer exhaustion of maintaining what now feels like a charade. Behind this fatigue lies an insidious cycle. The energy crisis can potentially lead to increasing isolation. It's a self-escalating loop where the less they interact, the more their world narrows. And this narrowing often accelerates their physical and emotional decline at an alarming rate. Navigating this stage can feel excruciatingly painful for families watching a loved one's descent. It's easy to misinterpret their inactivity as laziness, or maybe think they simply need to shake it off and push through. However, forcing activity is a grave misstep. Not only is it impractical, but also unlikely to improve their condition. What matters most during this phase is the understanding that they're dealing with limits set by their body, not their will. It's about giving them the grace to rest when they need to, without chastising them for not doing enough. Refraining from imposing external expectations and instead fostering a space that values their comfort and understanding above all else. If a loved one expresses deep, ongoing fatigue that isn't relieved by rest, take it as a sign that their body is undergoing a major transition. This is the time to cherish conversations, create moments of peace, and support them without attaching expectations. Ultimately, during these final stages, what matter aren't the things they can accomplish, but how loved, valued, understood, and at ease they feel. As we leave no stone unturned in these efforts, we ensure their journey is punctuated by comfort and dignity, not pressured by unrealistic expectations, cognitive fluctuations, and emotional retreat. 4. As one approaches the final chapter of life, the changes often extend beyond the physical realm to encompass cognitive and emotional shifts. Intelligence, memory, clarity, and the ability to communicate, functions once considered routine, can start to wane. A loved one who used to be sharp and articulate may start to forget essential details, lose track of time, or struggle to follow conversations. At this stage, the familiar faces of family, friends, and even their own home could seem like unfamiliar territory. This transition isn't a mere case of senior moments, but starkly indicative of the brain's reaction to a declining supply of oxygen and nutrients. As the circulatory system weakens, the lifeline of oxygen and vital nutrients to the brain gets restricted, leading to a steady decline in cognitive functions. Their mental landscape begins to change. With it, their ability to maintain continuity of thought, make decisions, or even recognize known faces or places begins to fade. The moments of sharp mental clarity they once effortlessly enjoyed might now be randomly punctuated by unanticipated bouts of disorientation and confusion. Another common sign at this stage is an emotional withdrawal. As their cognitive functions dwindle, the allure of social engagements and casual interactions may start to dissipate. You might observe them speaking less, engaging less, or even spending extended periods in solitude and silence. This retreat isn't a sign of their lack of love or disinterest, but rather an adjustment to their changing brain chemistry. Engaging in conversations becomes taxing, loud environments feel overpowering, and eventually, many seniors prefer the quiet sanctity of their own space. Accompanying their cognitive and social withdrawal are noticeable changes in mood and behavior. From irritability and anxiety to detachment and calm indifference, the spectrum of their emotional responses can shift dramatically. This isn't a change of character or personality, but often a result of the brain coming to terms with the body's decline. An inability to express feelings and a changing response to everyday situations can often be a part of this life transition, leaving many in a state of emotional retreat. For families and caregivers, coming to terms with this stage can be one of the most challenging tasks. It feels as though they're losing their loved one even before their physical departure, gradually and agonizingly. But it's essential to remember these changes aren't born out of choice, but an unstoppable progression in the course of life. Rather than persistently trying to operate as per the old normal, it's time to create a new normal centered around their comfort and understanding. Instead of coaxing them back into conversations or previous routines, aim to meet them where they are. Speak softly, provide constant reassurance, let them know it's all right to not be on top of everything. Moreover, even if they do not always respond as they once did, they can still sense and feel your presence. The power of touch, a silent smile, holding hands, or simple eye contact can be potent communication tools in such times. It's vital to understand that when words begin to lose their hold, the language of love and silent companionship can thrive. If a loved one is showing signs of increased forgetfulness, confusion, or reduced social engagements, view it not as an inevitable decline, but as early signals of the body and mind preparing for a grand transition. This is a time to show extraordinary patience, to cherish the silent moments between words, and to focus on creating an environment that feels safe, familiar, and peaceful. Even as cognitive strength weakens and words become challenging, the capacity to feel love and comfort remains. By recognizing these signs, we find an opportunity to provide a safe harbor for our loved ones in the twilight of their life, a sanctuary where they feel understood, secure, and most importantly, boundlessly loved. Increased susceptibility to infections and prolonged recovery. A heightened vulnerability to infections and a slowing pace of recovery can be telling signs of an individual nearing their life's final chapter. As shadows begin to lengthen, the immune system, once a fortress against external invasions, starts to falter. The body's natural defense mechanism starts to degrade, leaving your loved one more susceptible to illnesses, minor infections, and ailments that were once easily overcome. Common infections, small wounds, colds, or the flu now linger longer. Small health deviations that would typically clear up swiftly now seem to move at a crawling pace. This isn't a random coincidence. Rather, it shows that the body's ability to protect and repair itself is not as robust as it once was. One particular area of concern that families tend to overlook is recurrent infections. Conditions like urinary tract infections, pneumonia, skin infections, and even oral infections become a regularity as the immune system weakens. Frequent bouts of these illnesses are not isolated, singular instances. Instead, they are often markers that the body's defense mechanism is steadily losing its capacity to fight back. Antibiotics and medicines that used to take a few days to work now seem less effective, one of the earliest indicators that the body is losing its grip on recovery. Even with medication, the person may need extended recovery periods or multiple treatments for infections that were once easy to manage, signifying a body that's no longer keeping pace with treatments rendered. Another critical aspect to monitor is any form of chronic, slow-healing wounds. If trivial scratches, sores, or bruises persist longer than usual or continuously break open, this could suggest compromised circulation. Poor blood flow, coupled with weakened immunity, prohibits efficient healing, resulting in longer recovery times and increased risk of infections. However, it's vital to understand that infections in older adults often present in atypical ways. Instead of a high fever or intense pain, an elderly loved one may appear more fatigued than usual, more confused, or show reduced interest in eating. For seniors, an unexplained decline in mental alertness often serves as the first warning sign of an infection, often preceding other, more obvious symptoms. Family members tasked with caregiving can find this stage particularly challenging. Often, we're tempted to seek aggressive treatments in the hope that just one more dose of antibiotics or just one more hospital visit will turn the situation around. However, as the final stages of life begin to unfold, the focus often shifts from healing to providing comfort. Ensuring that the elderly maintain hydration, prioritizing skin cleanliness and hydration, and minimizing physical strain can do more to elevate their well-being than another set of treatments that only extends suffering. Physically, they may be battling infections, wounds, or ailments, but emotionally, they may be waging a more significant war with fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. Therefore, this stage asks for a delicate balance of medical intervention and emotional support. By lending an empathetic ear, dedicating time, and creating a secure, nurturing environment, you can alleviate their discomforts and fears. Sometimes, this nurturing aspect of caregiving is what makes a profound difference in ensuring their comfort. Recognizing these early signs of a weakened immune system and slow healing process can equip you to provide the right care at the right time. These subtle yet significant changes herald a body at a critical juncture of its journey. A shift towards prioritizing comfort and emotional well-being over traditional treatments can dramatically change their quality of life in this phase. Ning Kim. As you notice these signs in a loved one, remember that this is their body's silent yet powerful way of communicating its needs. Responding to these signals with patience, awareness, and a genuine desire to comfort can navigate their final journey with grace and compassion. The peace it brings to them, and the knowledge that their fear and discomfort are understood and addressed, can become the best medicine at this stage of their life. Noticeable alterations in breathing and circulation. Amidst the transition towards life's final phase, tangible changes in breathing patterns and circulation can emerge as poignant indicators of the body's preparation for its ultimate transition. Often subtle at first, these shifts slowly gain prominence, offering valuable insights into the body's internal workings. One of the most telling signs of this stage is a noticeable alteration in breathing patterns. You might observe your loved one breathing more slowly, with occasional pauses between breaths or irregularities in the rhythm, speeding up abruptly before decelerating unexpectedly. For some, a distinctive form of breathing called Cheney-Stokes respiration might manifest, characterized by a cycle of deep, rapid breaths interspersed with prolonged pauses. These changes shouldn't be overlooked, as they signify the heart's diminishing vigor, resulting in a decrease in the body's ability to adequately circulate oxygen. OTT. Concomitantly, you may notice a decline in circulation, primarily evidenced by coolness in the extremities such as hands, feet, or even a bluish or mottled discoloration of the skin, especially visible at the margins like fingertips and toes. This cooling or bluish tint is indicative of the body's redirection of blood flow, prioritizing essential organs while neglecting the more peripheral limbs. Furthermore, shortness of breath may become a prominent symptom, even during minor activities or position changes that previously posed no challenge. Simple tasks like sitting up or speaking could provoke feelings of breathlessness, necessitating more frequent pauses to catch their breath. Mouth breathing may become more common, with some opting to elevate their head or torso during rest to alleviate breathing discomfort. As their lung function dwindles, some may experience fluid buildup in the lungs, leading to symptoms like persistent coughing, gurgling noises, or chest tightness. These manifestations, though seemingly innocuous at first glance, are critical indicators of a declining ventilatory reserve. While observing these tangible alterations in breathing patterns and circulation can be distressing, it's essential to approach them with understanding and compassion. Rather than viewing these changes as ominous harbingers of the end, perceive them as the body's profound yet silent communication of its needs during this profound transition. Navigating the emotional and practical implications of these changes requires a delicate balance of proactive care and attentive empathy. Instead of succumbing to feelings of despair or panic, consider adopting strategies that prioritize their comfort and well-being. Simple measures like ensuring a cool, humid environment, offering small sips of water, or providing physical support during position changes can significantly alleviate their discomfort and enhance their quality of life. For family members and caregivers, confronting these physical transformations can evoke a myriad of emotions, from fear and uncertainty to a deep sense of loss. It's crucial to acknowledge and address these sentiments, fostering an environment of open communication and mutual support. By embracing their vulnerabilities with patience and care, you can create a sanctuary of calm and reassurance, ensuring they traverse this transitional phase with dignity and serenity. By recognizing these unmistakable signs of altered breathing and circulation, you not only empower yourself to respond effectively, but also imbue the final stages of their journey with grace and compassion. Aided by an unwavering commitment to their physical and emotional comfort, you can embody the essence of caregiving, providing solace, understanding, and love as they navigate this significant transition. Throughout this video, we've explored the significant signs, unanticipated weight shifts, deep-seated fatigue, cognitive and emotional changes, increased vulnerability to infection, and changes in breathing or circulation. that often signal the nearing end of life's journey. Acknowledging these early doesn't just help in crisis management, but enables you to wrap your loved ones in a cocoon of care, filling their days with love, dignity, and tranquility. Facing these realities is not about resigning to them, but rather about seeking grace in them. Transform the inevitable into opportunities for meaningful interaction, shared stories, and cherished moments. Recognize that while their journey might seem daunting, you walk it not alone, but supported by shared experiences and understanding. Thank you for engaging with us today. We invite you to share your reflections and experiences with us in the comments below. Let us support each other through similar paths and find solace in shared understanding. If you found our content enlightening and helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to continue inspiring others in similar situations. We look forward to having you with us in our next chapter of exploration and support.